Hello, hello. Welcome back to our purple Draconian Conjurer of Vehumet. Last we left off, it's been a day since I last played, so my recollection is I finished off my dungeon and I started working on Swamp. In terms of items, where are we at? We got Great Will. I know I have a Will Ring if I wanted to swap to it. Resistances are coming up. Finally, we have this Lajatang I think we picked up in the last episode, or maybe that was the episode before. Regardless, it's just a plus, int kind of weapon that also is an okay weapon, or it's a great weapon, but I mean, we're not trying to force ourselves into melee or anything if we can avoid it. Our training, we're working on Earth, Ice, and Conjuration primarily. Air as an aside. I could probably clean this up. I mean, a more efficient player might just target one of these at a time, or all that kind of stuff, but I get pretty lazy with regards to that kind of training. Our spells, we have our Freezing Cloud, Airstrike, IMB to clean up, Bombard if we have to super single target, Arc Jolt if we have to clean up close range. And yeah, we would love to start getting rid of these extra ones here just to get the spell points back. We have 8 loose spell levels. I would love to immediately learn Crystal Sphere, but I don't want to risk not having any training as we cap off Vehumet, so that's a consideration. But yeah, we're just going to carry on with this character, and hopefully I pick up just where I left off, and I don't mess up immediately, as one tends to do. I mean, I could probably Arc Jolt this pretty easily. I could also IMB if it gets any worse. So we're just gonna IMB. Okay, there we go. I'll play it proper and throw the Freezing Cloud down first. I believe one of the last things we were managing in our last episode was our order of operations, with regards to should I Freezing Cloud before I first Airstrike, that kind of stuff. Ring of Invis. I believe I've built in Invis somewhere. I don't. Oh, I just have a Ring of Invis that has plus RC Invis that has some mana, plus mana on it. Okay. So this is Swamp 3, so it's not a ruined swamp just yet, but we're getting there. Arc Jolt. Gonna back up a little, clear it up. Yeah, we've got some power on us now. Staff of Elk. I don't think I'm even gonna be picking that up. I think I have I don't have our poison, although I'm not really hot swapping because of my distortion, but I'll pick it up for now. Theoretically, the cold now is going to affect Freezing Cloud, but I don't think it's enough to mess around with that. So here we just got a Vehumet, Orb of Destruction. I don't usually pick up Orb of Destruction. I don't know. I feel it's not consistent. It's not something I can control with confidence. So we'll let that one fall aside. I'm going to back up a little here. Let's pull back. Okay. Our Airstrike is so great. As long as you have something that has more cost-effective throughput around it, you can just really snipe exactly what you want to do. And usually by activating a creature with something like Freezing Cloud, it moves them away from a wall or something because they're heading to you, and so it makes the Airstrike even more potent. Cool. So that finishes Swamp 3. Gonna keep training where we're training. It would be cool to get some defenses up, but I had room to work on for basically every direction of my spell casting. IMB is almost capped off, though, and I doubt it's going to get much better because a lot of it gets weighted against the translocation half, and so Conjuration is probably not just going to be for IMB. To be honest, everything I'm doing basically has Conjuration on it, so I think I can just keep going at it. Alright, so this is a lot. I think I can Arc Jolt a little bit here. And I'm going to pull up now and Arc Jolt the rest. I'll Freezing Cloud. Okay, that didn't do much there. I'll IMB, and I'm going to go down a different side here. I could probably Freezing Cloud. I'm going to pull up, and now this guy is no longer beside trees, and now I can bombard probably pretty cleanly. Let's head back down. Cool. It's IMB, Arc Jolt. IMB him back. A lot of activity coming at us. Upwards and bombard. One thing with Swamp is to keep track of where your ups are if there's trees around them, because ideally your up... that was a lot of poison out of pretty quickly. Ideally you have an escape for one of these tree huggers. You kind of want to make sure if you run up like this, you're not like immediately beside a tree and get one shot or something. Although, to be honest, the tree part is more about their health regen. It's less about their damage. So, I mean, if you think you're going to pull up and kill it and all of a sudden it heals itself because you join in by a tree, it's, you know, you've made that... Oh, I've been marked. I'm going to run away. I'm sure this is going to wake up everything on the floor that was in whatever the end vault is. I think it's to the top left, if I... You know, just to the left here. All our stairs are all basically beside each other. So I guess I'll just have to use this corner as long as they let me. I'm assuming they're going to come one after the other. Because even if they don't know exactly where I am, they're now all moving around. And so that's just what happens. You see, they escape wherever they are and start piling in. I'm going to pull up. I don't have that poison resist. Our poison. I only have the staff and potions, so we got to be careful about that. IMB, I guess, and then... See, this is a little tough now. I don't have the most defenses, and now everything's kind of on me. We have to be very careful. This kind of corner is our best bet for now. Pull up. Ooh. I'm gonna breathe. Pull up. Push back, and I probably can do something small, like Stone Arrow. Honestly, I could just probably kill it with a swipe of my weapon. Something small like that. Like you get hornets in like D4, you know, it's not the craziest thing. Alright, let's continue cleaning up. They're just going to be wandering all game now. All floor. So this corner pocket is very helpful to limit our attraction if we can. Got to be very careful about this poison. When you see like just 2 ticks of that poison got me pretty going here. When you play this game with our poison, you're so used to like poison just being something you ignore. It doesn't even matter. But if you don't have our poison and you're on some level like this where it's like the concept is poison, if you're not immediately escaping, you're gonna die. And certainly you're gonna be draining all your cure potions. It did not help that I got marked pretty early on this floor. I am not going to allow myself to auto-explore into that corner just yet. I'd rather kill everything else before going inside. You never know what's out here and what's in there. That being said, this is apparently a very small Swamp 4. Usually there's at least a ring around whatever we're entering right here. So that's surprising. I doubt we're going to see much action in here because of the small nature of the space plus the mark that we got. I imagine like we just got everything. Yeah, we just got everything with that mark. Cool. Okay, so that is our swamp done. Where did we leave off? I think we have snake ahead of us. Let me check. Yes, snake. Anything to buy? We need Aralek because of Alek eels. I could probably just kill those things, so I'm gonna go and clean up that D9. And I bet I don't even need Aralek for this, just because of everything that I got. Honestly, I think the airstrike still works on them. I'm gonna give it a shot. You'd think, oh, or I just IMB'd them. So what was it? Shock and Orb of Destruction. I believe Orb of Destruction was what we were given by Vehumet, so we still have a choice to get it in the future, although I probably won't. Conjure Ball Lightning. This one is also very dangerous for very similar reasons. I'm not a fan of this like random filling the world with balls angle of conjuration. It's just so inconsistent. So I'd rather save that and, you know, go with the Refridge or go with Crystal Spear as a, like an end game decision, you know, action. Anyway, so that's cleaned up. I still haven't learned how to get rid of annotations. My bad. I'm just gonna leave it though. Anything to buy? Just the full sod, and I mean it's almost actually castable because of the conjuration and not because of the alchemy, but I think I have my endgame solutions ready. So we'll leave that, and honestly I'll just kind of let that be. I'll never need an identification. I have plenty, and I'm fully ID'd. Yeah, I'll never need one again. So I think we head into Snake. Now, we still don't have our poison, other than this staff that I'm tempted to not put on. We have a reflection amulet, which is good for Snake. I think we're just gonna have to deal with not having our poison as a default. So let's go to Snake, and we'll at least like dip in and see what's up, you know. Now, often snakes are very hull-based, which is not a great thing for some of the spells we use. Airstrike, of course. Scroll requirement. Airstrike because you want open space around the creatures, and Freezing Cloud gets awkward with tight walls. It expands weirdly. Okay, so let's look at this. So it could be gold, it could be the slick slippers. We've had that before on the channel, to good and bad reasons. They're actually quite effective on this in Snake, which is kind of funny. So it's a ring, so it's an ice ring, hence the negative fire in the ice brand. It's negative int plus strength and Aralek. So basically, it's like, do I want to? I mean, I'm only doing freezing cloud as ice, so that's not the biggest of deals. The hitting the int down is pretty rough. RN doesn't matter. There's some ice related stuff, and RLEC. It's nice to have like RLEC in some form. Um, the question is, I have the boots of flying, I believe, +2 boots of flying. So I'll re-examine the slippers. It is a way to get EV for, on a, this situation can't be constricted, engulfed, netted, webbed, or stopped by binding sigils. So like that's really cool. And I mentioned like constricted is good here, for example. But the slippery part is a little weird. Like if you're on the stair and you get hit by something, it can push you off the stair. That's pretty weird. Um, I think I have like the slippers are fun. That being said, I have okay boots. Like they're not the greatest. Like they're flying and +2, I believe. So it's flying's cool. I think I have to get this ring because just to have Arlek, the ice is, I guess, helpful in some aspects. Like I might put that ring on going into vaults, for example, because it adds even more to my cold resistance, and I get Arlek active. But I probably would hope to get maybe just cold by itself in the future, or maybe some way of getting Arlek some other way. I think I'm forced to get that ring though for the option of having Arlek, because getting those boots doesn't necessarily win me the game, but like it doesn't hugely affect my potential to win. But having Arlek in some fashion could. It'd have been cool if that was a little better, like maybe there was like our poison Arlek or something. Then it's like, yeah, put it on. But for now, I don't think I'm gonna put it on by default. The int hit alone, like what would I replace? Probably this MP9 C Invis one, and it's like, ugh. I lose the int, I get a little buff on my freezing cloud, I lose some R fire, and I get RLEC built in. I don't know. I'm not that desperate to default into RLEC. I'm gonna try to freezing cloud here, push it in, and kind of clean up. All right, snake 1 done. Oh, we got a scroll of amnesia. That's good to see. We're still not capped on our Vehumet. That being said, we actually just have a lot of the endgame stuff. Obviously, Crystal Sphere, and where's my Refridge? And Refridge are the big ones. Ooh, okay. I'm tempted to Arc Jolt a little bit here, but I'm just gonna go up. Okay, so I've been constricted. Let's try Arc Jolts. Or I can IMB, break the constrict, go up. Yeah. See, that's the other thing. The constriction is not as bad when I can IMB things backwards. I've been immediately marked. That's not the floor I want. So far we've had issues getting onto this floor. We found a third exit that is at least clean. Let's back it up. IMB him right back into the cloud. I'll walk forward and just bombard it. Just kind of air striking it. I don't know if it's multiple ones or the same one. Hard to tell. I think they're different. My mana's kind of on the edge here. I'll pull back. Yep. It's kind of fun. It actually takes damage. Sack of spiders. I can probably start dropping a few things. Like I'm not going to be throwing poison darts, for example. I don't usually use sack of spiders, but it's there. Gal's Grav Tambourine is great. Phantom Mirror is great, even without evocation. I'm not super excited about our current position here. I'll push him back, get him into the cloud. Push him back, get him into the cloud. Push, okay. Nothing there for us. We got a book. Nothing for us. Ooh, bookstore. Let's check it out. Ring of Core. I don't think I'd need to save any of these other ones. What's in the bookstore? Nothing there. Servitor, I'll note it. For Servitor, I rarely end up using Servitor these days with the whole Forgecraft side. And also, the Servitor is a summon, and so you can't do a lot of things like Refridge while the Servitor is up, and so it really kills that kind of extra oomph. Alright, nothing there. Ring of Poison. I think I just buy this immediately and pop it on. So like, yeah, something like this, it's just like, I need you. And you're probably better than the MP9 C and Viz, perhaps. Although my int is so high, no, yeah, I'll do it that way. Alright, okay, cool. Snake Pit 2 is done. Oh, we got a Zool right beside us. Here's the question. Do I purposely wake it up with Arc Jolt or something? I could maybe bombard it straight up because I'd hit the wall. It wouldn't actually knock me back. And then I'll go up the stair and then finish it off. Boom. Let's Freezing Cloud. Let's push it back and then bombard it to death. Push it back. Push it back. Okay. And now I go down a different stair. I could probably Arc Jolt this out. I'm going to go up. I've been constricted. IMB. Up. Push it back again. Up. Cool. IMB. Freezing Cloud. Airstrike. Cool. This is what I'm talking about in other episodes where I'm talking about like IMB is like the greatest spell ever. It does insane damage when you've trained it appropriately. It controls where things can be. It saves you from emergency situations on stairs. And it pushes things back onto AoE things that you've done. It's just amazing. And it's an AoE spell. Like, it's pretty hard to get good AoE spells in this game. Unless you're like heavy committed into something in very specific. So just have like something that you... Like I did some translocation training and that's going to get it up to like 100% training or something close to that. But you don't need to. You can cap it off at like 75% effectiveness and never can care about translocations at all. And it'll do perfectly fine. That's a nice broad axe for cases where you want broad axes. Not today, though. Let's push it back. Ooh, okay, gonna reset here. Just gonna try to kite him through his misery, like so. Yeah. Alright, so that's snake 3 done. We picked up some enchant armor, although we have nothing to enchant for now. Cool. Alright, Hellfire Mortar, that's pretty cool. We're not fire, we're not Forgecraft today, so I hear it's really good. I haven't used it myself in any sort of serious game, so that's pretty cool to hear. Vehumet, have we capped it off yet? It's always hard to tell if it's done. Because I would love to just like learn up my I don't know, either Refridge or Crystal Sphere. I do have Amnesia 1, so I could probably drop like Mephetic Cloud and get 3 back, and then I don't know, it's tough. Anyway, we've got a couple minutes left, maybe not enough time to kill Snake 4, so it's probably better if we just call it here for this episode. So this has been the purple Draconian Conjurer of Vehumet. Vehumet's treating us well in terms of its passive benefits. Our items are basically the same since we last started an episode. We upgraded. We got a poison resistance ring. We made a choice to get this ring of patience for the future if we need it. We've just been training our stuff up. Everything's castable. It's really just about potency now. And finding our time to finally upgrade either Crystal Sphere or Refridge. They're both, the end game. Like, you're killing Zot 5 with these two things. If we get to there, if all things go our way. We're training towards it. How's our air looking? So airstrike is at 47. It's just pure air. Arc Jolt also would be helped. So we could probably keep doing air. Airstrike keeps up until the end, just if you need to snipe something very specific in a place like, Zot 5, and it's like, I must kill this thing that's far away from me. It's still good, so I do want that air. At a certain point, I do feel like I should probably start training like dodging or something. I don't know. But we're doing well. Snake 4 will hopefully be under control, just like the rest of the game has been so far. So check out our next episode where we finish off our S branch runes, hopefully, and go on from there.